All right, in this world of technology, we have to be vigilant. A little seed there from that seed over there as adults, and make sure our kids are safe online.
Our next guest addresses the dangers in an easy way while providing clear actions for immediate use in his new book, Parents, Kids, and Technology, a parent's guide to raising kids in the world of technology.
And so today we welcome technology advocate and tech lifestyle expert, Kinchlow, to Virginia this morning. Welcome, Caleb.
Hey, thank you all for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So do parents even talk to their kids about what they're doing on technology and or understand?
Right, you know, and that really is the big thing. See, parents don't really understand really the scope and the access of the technology. Here's the thing, when you give your child unrestricted access to a mobile device, it is the equivalent of taking a sewage line and connecting it to them. And what we learn from psychologists and from science is that they don't have the emotional maturity to really wade through all the different issues. You see, what wisdom does, wisdom goes to the future, looks at the outcome, then comes back and makes a decision. And really, our kids just don't have the wisdom or maturity to really handle that just yet.
Now, are putting blocks on the devices just enough? Or, you know, sometimes we have a lot of kids can get around that stuff nowadays. Right. So is that just enough, or is there more that needs to come along with this?
Absolutely, Stephanie. If your device has an on switch and Wi-Fi, you have to know more than just the name of the device. Oh, that's the PlayStation. Oh, that's the Nintendo Switch. You have to understand the kind of access that it has. The second thing, in terms of with dealing with the kids and technology, is having these ongoing, courageous conversations. And that's what most parents don't do. They figure, okay, it's one thing, or they just assume their kids aren't going to access it. It's not a matter of if your kids are going to access something, it's a matter of when. The average age for kids to see something like pornography is 8 years old for boys and 12 years old for girls. So it's not a matter of if, it's really a matter of when. So that's why as parents and adults, we need to equip them on how to handle these different situations when they arise.
And Caleb, Bill started this conversation with our parents having these, you know, are they talking about it? And I said to you very first thing this morning, we had a conversation last evening. One of the presents this year was a tablet. And last night at the dinner table, my oldest started talking about this game that she's playing and was sort of using some slang terms and some different things. And it was like I could hear a record scratch in the distance. And I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, what is this?
What was that?
And then the great thing was she showed me this morning, so she walked me through it, right? And I was incredibly surprised that even I consider us to be vigilant, but even there, it was. So this has to be ongoing.
Yes, absolutely. And the fact that you mentioned she showed you something. So that's one of the things I talk about in the book as well, is show an interest in what your kids are interested in and have them teach you about the technology. Yeah. So it's not just the blocks, it's also them teaching you, showing you how the technology works, what you're interested in. That way, as parents, you just know what's going on.
There's a big difference there from a younger child that says, Mommy, look at this and how it works, to an older child who's hiding it from you. Yeah. And obviously, you have to work through that as well.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, the thing about it is, parents, they forget this. You probably gave them that device. The kids live under your roof. You're probably paying for that technology. So you really have a right to control what's going on. There's this idea of this freedom kind of thing, but really no, you get the freedom that we as parents let you have. So parents don't need to forget that.
Yeah. What sparked you to write this book?
Right. So over the past few years, we've seen these headlines with kids involved with depression, anxiety, and suicide. And there are two main factors. One, it involves technology. And two, the parents really were just unaware of the issues. So that's why I decided to write this resource. And at the end of each chapter, there's discussion guides and key takeaways to really have those courageous conversations with our kids.
You mentioned, and it was in pretty poignant detail, that you're connecting a sewage line, right, to that awareness. And they are forming their opinions, they are forming their perspectives, they're forming life habits. So it is incredibly important to just realize and appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I wonder about, one of the first things you said was also that, I think you said wisdom is the ability
go to the future.
So abstract thinking, looking at, okay, if I do this, and this may happen, so I'll do this instead. Kids do not have that ability to look ahead and then use what they've learned in the past to kind of try to figure that out. But they do have the ability to open that, as you called it, sewage line.
Yes.
Yeah. Big difference there. And if parents take the time and maybe get a great book like this, how much help is that going to give them?
You know, after reading a book like this, and also there's an audio version as well, if you're a parent on the go, you're driving, you're going to not only be made aware, but also you're going to be equipped. And once you're equipped, you'll be confident on how to have the conversations, and that way it's just an easier step, in your household.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Caleb.
Caleb.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Great seeing you. Good
Great
conversation.
discussion.
Caleb's new book, Parents, Kids, and Technology, is now available in both the paper and audio version. For all the information, we'll have a link on our website early this afternoon, WTVR.com/VTM.
I want to thank everybody for spending part of your Friday here with us. Today on Virginia This Winning, we'd like to thank lifestyle expert Stephanie Walters for joining us as our guest
Had fun.
co-host today. And Justin and I will be back here on Monday.
That's right. We hope to see you then. Until then, have a fantastic weekend.